Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl Janaz's Twist. If you're new here, you're most welcome. Today I'm so excited to share with you this savory meal from Cameroon called egusi pudding. This is what egusi pudding looks like. It's made with melon seeds and is typically eaten in Cameroon. Alright guys. So I'm just going to show you how to get to this. So, this is what a perfectly made egusi pudding looks like. You can eat it with bobolo, miondo, ripe plantain, half ripe plantain, yams. I mean, you can pair it with lots and lots of um, compliments. All right. So let's get started. Now, the first and main ingredient to achieve this delicious dish is called egusi or melon seeds. So right here, I'm going to be using the long grain egusi or melon seeds. We call it country egusi. That's what I'm using today. You can use any egusi of your choice. Then I have here some scotch bonnet pepper for some heat. It's optional, but it's very, very necessary. Some eggs, um, I have here some steamed beef. I didn't steam my beef too long because I'm still going to be cooking it in the pudding. Then I have here some bush pepper or village black pepper. Like I always said, it's very important to add this to your puddings or egusi soups. And I have here about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, then about a cup or half a cup of crayfish, and I have some banana leaves. These are very important. Some salt for seasoning. So straight up, let's just begin. I'm going to be warming my leaves on fire. So you warm your leaves. You don't want to warm your leaves too long because you're gonna burn them. Once they get weak or tender, you have to take them off the heat. Just do what I'm doing. Once the color changes, then you're good to go. And now always warm your leaves from the outside, the outer side of the leaf. The leaf has got two sides, so usually we warm it on the outer side of the leaf. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and blend our egusi. Just put your egusi in your blender. You can blend it dry or wet. I'm going to do the wet today. So I'm just going to add my egusi in my blender and go ahead and add my bush pepper, some scotch bonnet pepper, adding a little bit of water, and then blend. Now, if you're not sure of how to, of your texture, do the dry blending first. So I'm doing the wet blending because I'm very sure of how my texture is going to look like. So I just added a bit of water, blended it, and this is what the result looks like. So I'm just going to pour it in a bowl or a pot, then give it a good stir. Now you want to stir it in one direction, right? Stir it in one direction. That helps to give you that fluffy texture that you're gonna have at the end of the day. Our egusi pudding needs to be fluffy. Now I added in some salt for seasoning. For those who use seasoning cubes, you can go ahead and add your seasoning cubes, but as for me, I've chopped that. Then I added in my 3 eggs and I continued um, stirring or whisk. You can whisk it, but I'm doing the traditional way. Actually, I'm not really doing the traditional way because we actually use a pestle. So I just stir it. I'm using my spatula to stir in one direction. Now, once you're done stirring that and you're sure that your eggs are beautifully mixed, add in your crayfish. Okay, guys. So you can see that I'm stirring in one direction. Just keep stirring in one direction. Like I said earlier, maintain one direction. This is going to help you to have that fluffy and spongy texture we need in our egusi pudding. Go ahead and taste and adjust your seasoning. Now for your texture, your egusi pudding, the paste doesn't need to be too runny and it doesn't need to be too thick. Now, once you're done with that, just add in your obstacles. You can add in your beef. I'm using beef right here. You can use beef or fish, smoked beef, whatever. Now, once you add that, stir again, give it a good mix, and then you're good to go. Now, our egusi pudding is ready. Just add in a bit of oil. Oil is optional, but I love to have, you know, a, a spoon or 2 tablespoons in my egusi pudding. Now it's time to tie our egusi pudding, and this is the most difficult part actually, using the leaf. But once you warm your leaf, it's easier because the midrib is softened, so you can easily manipulate the leaf. Now use a bowl, place your leaves inside. Always double your leaves so that in case they get torn, the other one is going to protect it. All right. So place your leaves in a bowl gently and nicely. You need to be very, very careful, and then add in your egusi paste in your leaf. Once you've added a quantity that you need, make sure that it's not too full, because once your egusi pudding cooks, it's gonna increase in volume. So once that is done, now pull your edges together, pull them, pull your edges together, and then tie them. So I'm going to be using some cling film to tie mine because I'm not at home, so I do not have our traditional ropes that we use to tie Igus pudding. So I had to improvise. The African woman in me can improvise at any time, right? So yes, so I'm using some cling film to tie my leaves. Do it gently and nicely, otherwise you're gonna waste your paste and waste your leaves. And leaves are very, very expensive. Even back home now, leaves are very expensive, so you have to be very, very careful. Okay. So now, once you tie them and you're sure that everything is safe, like this, make sure you don't have anything dripping, then you're good to go. So just follow the same steps and tie the rest of your egusi pudding. Okay. Now use your knife and cut the edges nicely so your egusi pudding will be presentable. But I'm not going to be throwing those wasted leaves because I need them to layer my pot. Back home we've got enough leaves, but here I do not have enough, so I'm just gonna manage with what I have. So I'm just gonna layer my pot with leftover leaves, and then place my puddings, my wrapped puddings in my pot. All right. So, guys, this is another very sensitive part when placing them in the pot. You have to be very careful, otherwise, you will still have your leaves ripped, and this is very, very risky. So it actually happened to me, but I had to quickly improvise. So one of my leaves got ripped, but I used aluminum foil to wrap it. Since I don't have enough leaves, I just had to use my aluminum foil. So I'm just sharing this part with you guys so you can see, you understand why I have some wrapped sorry, aluminum leaves. Right. So now once you have this, place it on fire, but you need to use hot water. So we have to add boiling water. The boiling water just helps to fasten the cooking process so that your bundles get firm faster than usual. All right, and your water, you need to add your water by the side of the pot and towards the wall of the pot. You don't need to pour your water on the bundles or directly over the bundles. Otherwise, the water will get into the bundles and your egusi pudding is going to be a mess. So, you're going to cook this for about an hour or more. We're literally steaming them in those leaves, but make sure once your water dries up, you need to add just a little bit of water. Your water does not need to overflow, overshadow the leaves or the bundles, just somewhere below the pot. So you keep adding them gradually and make sure you're adding them towards the wall of your pot, right? So at this stage, our egusi pudding is ready. We're just going to take out one beautiful bundle, untie it or unwrap it, and then see what we've got inside. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what's wrapped there. What's the surprise? What have we got? I'm going to be using bobolo to enjoy mine with. You can use yam, you can use ripe plantain, you can pair it with anything, even bread. Yes, I said it, even bread. It is so yummy. Woo! So this is what our egusi pudding looks like. It's nicely, nicely made. It's perfectly made. Please do yourself a favor and give this a try. But I must remind you, egusi pudding is one of those dishes that must be cooked with love and patience. So if you do not have these two main ingredients, I mean love and patience, please drop it. Yes, drop it. Now, if you know somebody who knows a Cameroonian, please just try this dish and then thank me later. You won't regret it. It is so yummy. So thank you so much for watching. I love you all, guys, and please do not forget to like, comment, and share. And if you've not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for, darling? What are you waiting for? Please support your girl and subscribe. Click on the notification button as well so you can get notified once I drop a video. On that note, I'll say bye bye and I'll see you in the next one. But I'll end with my usual question. When was the last time you put a smile on somebody's face? When was the last time you did a random act of kindness? If you can't remember, please just go ahead and do it right away, because love is a beautiful thing and there's so many people out there who need love. So why not share it? It must not be something expensive, it must not be something big, but it's gonna put a smile on somebody's face. I love you all and I'll see you in our next one. Bye bye. Thanks for watching and see you again.